So this thing has been giving me a little bit of trouble. This stuff didn't want to stick to the build plate. Cleaned it off. Still didn't want to stick. I've tried a couple of different slicing softwares, and it seems like the files that are on the disk work pretty good. But like the Elegoo Cura slicing software, I'm just trying to print this little clip. So I tried this one, I tried Orca Slicer, I uploaded the source code or whatever to the Prusa Slicer, and they would all start out and make a mess and, you know, not stick to the build sheet. So I'm printing this clip again using the included Elegoo Cura software. And it wants to default to 80 degrees for the build plate, so I just go ahead and let it do that. It seems a little hot. I adjusted the Z offset just slightly because I think maybe that might be an issue. But it seems to be working fine now, I guess. I don't know what my print's going to look like because my temperatures aren't what I would normally want to run. So 235 maybe, I don't know, it's too hot for this, for that. I'm using the Rapid, which seems to be about 235, maybe less, maybe more, depends on the printer. Some of these printers, the temperature doesn't seem to be accurate. So on one printer, the same temperature setting doesn't act the same. So I haven't had this long enough to know. But you can also see it's printing really slow on here with the included software. But if you go and print anything that Elegoo included on the thumb drive, it'll print like crazy fast. So I don't know what my settings are going to be in here. They this version of Cura I don't really care for. 150. Yeah, so we're not going to go any faster than 150. Infill speeds 150. Wall 150. Why does it do that? That's really nuts. I click on this and it makes the numbers disappear. So it considers 0.2 millimeter to be fine quality, and it's just not the normal settings that I'm used to. Let's see, wall thickness. I noticed it was something different on the other slicer. It was like 0.8 for the wall thickness or something. I don't know, it's just too many variables. And then they had like the infill was default at like 15%, so I changed it. It's like blanking out. What the hell? So I think this one here is printing a skirt, which is good because I couldn't get anything to stick to the stupid thing. Or a brim. Yeah, it's got a brim on here. So I'm pretty sure if I hadn't used a brim that it wouldn't be printing right now. I printed the clamp, the cell phone clamp, and it came out here in the morning and it had failed in the middle of the print, like almost all the way. And what it looks like is just basically one of the parts came loose or something. So you seem to be having build plate adhesion issues all of a sudden. Maybe too much cooling. I don't know. I don't have the big fan on, but I don't know what I did with it. I think I gave it to my kid. But there's like a clamp part and then a screw part. The screw part had come loose, and it was laying back here. And it made like a spaghetti mess a little bit, not much. So it must have failed like right at the end. But I've tried like 4 or 5 times now to print what I'm printing right now, and starting to get kind of frustrated. So I was like, oh man, I don't want to have to print some little tiny clip with supports. I just don't think I should have to do that. I was trying to print it rotated. I don't want to print it this way, but I was trying to print it rotated. Also, the other thing I can't stand about the other slicers is, why can't I do this? I don't want to sit here and drag the thing to some infinite weird degree where it's not going to be flat. And I don't want to type the number in. I want to click it and go 90 degrees at a time, 45 degrees at a time, something an even number. And I think they really need to change that in the other slicers. It's really stupid that you would have to sit here and like, drag this thing and go make sure that it's like even. So this is another annoying thing about this thing, always in the way. But at least you can just do that. I haven't figured it out on the other slicers, but on the other ones, you got, and this is the old version, so I'm not really sure, but they definitely don't have this, so we can reset it. And they have the lay flat, that's cool. And it used to be this other thing where you just click it here and it would just like rotate. I'm not sure what all these are because I've not used this version. So that's the move function. I don't know what that is. So some other thing. Clone, maybe? Mesh? Anyway, well, I prefer the way Kira does this with these. So you just click it, boom, 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 boom. You don't have to drag it, just click it. If you want to drag it, you can. So apparently we're printing with fine quality. We'll see how this works. I'm not concerned about the speed, but it is pretty cool watching this thing go fast. But if you can't get it to stick to the bed, then, you're not going to be able to do that. So it looks like it's going fine. Oh boy. So we're actually almost kind of doing a torture test on this, if you think about it, because look at this. If we can get it to focus. It was printing this clip. I didn't even think about it, but this whole thing is probably not going to come out correct because the clip sits above itself, and let's see if it did it or not. Man, it looks like it really did. I just don't know how it could print that. Let me see. But it did. That's nuts. It took a little bit longer than it said. Okay. So this is why I definitely think 80 degrees is too high for this. But we'll see. So I'm going to try and print this a couple different times with the other softwares, since this is a pretty small thing to print, and then I can just figure out what I was doing wrong.